Hello, and welcome parents to the District 20 Pre-K Center program. In order to hear this or see this presentation in another language, please follow these directions. First, click on the settings wheel preference shown in the slide picture. Then click on Captions and select Subtitles. Finally, choose the language you are most comfortable communicating in. If you have any questions you would like answered, please click on the button with the question mark and submit your question there. We encourage everyone to sign in with their email address so that we can respond directly to you. We may be able to answer some of your questions in this presentation, but if we do not, we will email a response to you, as well as post all questions and answers on the FAQ section of our website. We are so very happy to welcome you and your child to our pre-K program. Although we will be doing things a bit differently this year in response to the COVID-19 crisis, we promise that your child will have a wonderful pre-K experience, whether you have chosen to learn remotely or both remotely and in person. We have not held this parent meeting yet because we have been waiting for additional guidance from the Department of Education, and more specifically from the Division of Early Childhood Education, so that the information we share with you is as correct and up to date as possible. Even the information we share with you today may change, but we promise to update you on a regular basis when new information becomes available, either on a meeting like this, by email, or on our website. At this time, allow me to introduce some of the individuals in our organization. My name is Diane Gennardis, and I am the District 20 Director of Early Childhood Education. My office is located on 89th Street in the District 20 office building, and I work closely with the district superintendent. This is our 6th year of operation, and we are very proud of our program. We currently operate in 11 buildings throughout the district, and last year had 83 classrooms of pre-K along these buildings. Our program offers dual language classes in Spanish, Chinese, and Arabic, and also has self-contained and integrated special education classes for our children with special needs. Allow me now to introduce the rest of our administrative staff. Maria Henao Duran is one of our assistant principals, who supervises the buildings located at 1258 65th Street, also known as Z011, pictured here with our site coordinator, Katie Fang, 140 58th Street in the Brooklyn Army Terminal, or Z074, pictured with site coordinator Maria Dellis, and also the building at 1423 62nd Street, or Z112, pictured with site coordinator Elizabeth DeAngelis and site coordinator, special education coordinator, Drita Kochi. Lauren Napolitano is the assistant principal who supervises the buildings at 1355 84th Street, or Z067, pictured here with site coordinator Diane and Bessie, and the building at 21 Bay 11th Street, Z075, with site coordinator Lydia Guzman. Kelly Mazzariello is the assistant principal who supervises the building at 8501 Fifth Avenue, or Z072, pictured with site coordinator Harula Koutsidas. The building at 7415 Fort Hamilton Parkway, or Z073, with site coordinator Margarita Neos, and the building at 550 59th Street, or Z099, with site coordinator Christina Kasha. And Danielle Bennett is the assistant principal who supervises the building at 1668 46th Street, or Z013, pictured with site coordinator Carolina Pietro. The building at 2165 71st Street, or Z094, with site coordinator Jenna Martin. And the building at 369 93rd Street, or Z111, pictured with site coordinator Connie Pitsoulis. Each of our buildings is assigned one of these site coordinators, who is most likely the person you will deal with on a regular basis, along with the classroom teacher and paraprofessional. Finally, I would like to introduce our parent coordinator, Camille Locasano, who is in constant contact with our parents. You have probably received many emails from Camille already, as she has spearheaded the transmission of documents for registration through what was previously called CareMonkey and is now called Opero. Camille will be hosting virtual monthly parent meetings and parent workshops to keep you all informed of many topics and issues. Let us now talk about our model proposal. The Department of Education was supposed to send out a survey to all new parents, informally asking them for their preference of learning platforms. This did not happen, so we decided to create our own survey to find out how many families preferred 100% remote instruction and how many preferred a blended model. Our survey closed last night, and the results were that 45% of our parents preferred a total remote instruction and 55% preferred a blended model. Each school had to choose either one of the suggested models that was put forth by the Chancellor's office or to propose an exception model. We opted for the exception model so that it would be the best model for our students and our program goals. Our model took into account those parents who opted for total remote instruction, those that preferred a blended model, and a third model for our self-contained special education classes. Let me explain a bit about each model. Families that chose to learn totally remotely will have live instruction every morning of the week for approximately 30 minutes. Pre-K children cannot sit in front of a computer screen for great lengths of time, and so we will meet with the class as a whole online each morning for a morning meeting. Then each class will be broken down into 3 groups of 6 children. These groups will have small group instruction 3 times a week, and they will be engaged in more individualized instruction with activities that parents can also be engaged in with their children. For families that preferred a blended learning model, the total number of children in this category will be divided into 2 groups, A and B. Group A children will attend in person on Monday and Tuesday all day long and will receive remote instruction on Thursday and Friday. Group B children will be instructed remotely on Monday and Tuesday and will attend class all day in person on Thursday and Friday. We are attempting to keep Wednesday as a day when our classrooms can be totally sanitized between groups of students attending. Wednesdays will also be a day when children are engaged in small group activities on a rotating basis, remotely. We recognize that our children with special needs learn best when they are taught in person. For this reason, we will offer in-person instruction for all these children on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesday will be a day of small group instruction on a remote basis. Having our children with special needs attend in person at least 4 days a week will also allow for them to receive their related services in person. They can also receive related services remotely on Wednesday when necessary. And we are happy to share that we received the approval to begin programming our students for this model, which we proposed. It was approved by the Central Department of Education yesterday morning. Now that our proposal was approved, we can begin to program each and every one of our over 1,200 students. If you have not yet responded to our survey, you must now email us with your learning preference. The survey is closed. Any family that did not respond, and we do not have a learning preference for them, will be programmed for a blended model. We will try as best as we can to reach out to anyone that has not yet replied, but it would be very helpful if you know that you did not respond to our survey. Please send us an email. You can send the email to Camille Locasano at clocasano@schools.nyc.gov. If you change your mind about the learning preference you chose, remember this. Parents can move from the blended model to 100% remote learning at any time. They simply need to notify the school of this change of preference. However, if you chose 100% remote now at this point, you can only change to a blended model during specific periods during the year. Those dates will be published by the Department of Education. Let's now talk about how we will keep everyone safe in our classrooms. We are monitoring the supplies of PPE that have already been delivered to our buildings. This includes masks, soap, paper towels, and hand sanitizer. It also includes the new signage that will remind us all of keeping socially distant and keeping our masks on when required. As I mentioned before, we are very concerned with keeping our classrooms and their contents cleaned and sanitized between groups of students. We hope to be able to keep Wednesday as a day when our classrooms will be completely sanitized between student groups A and B, and that these sanitizing procedures will also take place on Saturday in preparation for the new group of children coming in on Monday. The contents of the rooms will be cleaned each day for the children in attendance, and our wonderful custodial staff will be cleaning frequently touched surfaces throughout the day. This includes doorknobs, handrails, desks, chairs, and bathrooms, to name a few. The school session has changed this year. Students will be in school from 8:30 to 2 o'clock each day. We recognize the need for an early drop-off program for those who work. However, right now, we are not sure that we can offer such a program, but we are working with our partners at our central office to arrange for such a program, and will notify you if and when this program can begin. As far as late pickup is concerned, we know this is also needed to help our families who work. In the past, we have offered extended day program through one of our community partners, NIA, and are waiting to confirm that we can again offer this program. We promise to communicate with you as soon as we know anything about these additional programs. Let's talk about arrival procedures. We know that children are a bit apprehensive when they are first introduced to a new setting. For this reason, we recognize that parents will want to accompany their child to their classroom until the child feels comfortable. Therefore, we must insist of the following protocols for arrival procedures. Only one parent or adult may accompany the child to the classroom. Health screening should be conducted at home before you arrive at the school building. If you or your child are not feeling well, please stay home. Anyone entering the building may be subject to having their temperature taken. And as far as wearing of masks, all children and adults entering the building must be wearing a mask covering their nose and mouth. Adults must continue wearing these masks whenever in the building. We are waiting for more guidance from the Early Childhood Department as to whether children will be required to wear masks while in the classroom. We will continue to serve breakfast and lunch. As you may be aware, all meals in the pre-K classroom have always been served family style. However, because of the changing conditions, all meals, including breakfast and lunch, will be offered as a grab and go. This means that all food items will be included in a pre-packaged bag for each student. Monthly menus will be posted on the Food Services website. However, if you feel more comfortable sending in food with your child each day, please just notify your child's teacher so she is aware. Here's a little bit of information about bathroom procedures. Many of our classrooms are equipped with a bathroom in the room. Some of our sites have multi-stall bathrooms on each floor of the building. Students will always be accompanied to these bathrooms, and the multi-stall bathrooms will be monitored for the allowed capacity. All bathrooms will be frequently cleaned and sanitized. Now, some sign-out procedures for early pickup. At times, parents will have to pick up their child early from school. If this is the case, we must require advance notice, and all protocols for anyone entering the building must be followed. Please also remember to always have a form of picture ID when you come to any of our buildings. Each of our sites has a medical room. We have always had a nurse on staff, and we anticipate that this will be the same this year. As announced by the city, if there is a positive case of COVID identified in a classroom, that classroom will be closed, and students in that classroom will move to a remote setting until the classroom can be thoroughly cleaned. If there are multiple cases of COVID identified in more than one classroom, the entire building will be closed until it can be thoroughly cleaned and sanitized and contact tracing is conducted. Technology. Some parents have contacted us requesting a device for their child for the remote part of their instruction. We are waiting for additional guidance from the Department of Education in order to give our parents information about this opportunity. In terms of classroom ventilation, all classrooms and buildings have been inspected to their ventilation systems, and to date, we are in complete compliance in all of our buildings. We will continue to conduct all necessary safety drills, including evacuation drills and lockdown drills, even though we may do so with smaller groups of children. And when we plan for the lockdown drills, we will notify you for your information purposes. I just want to add a few extra pieces of information. We have been informed that the DOE will be providing a new program for those parents that need childcare on the days that their children are scheduled for remote. And that program is called Learning Bridges. We will send more information on this when we have it available. It'll be a program that you have to apply for, and seats will be limited, but they will be available. So we've been monitoring our meeting chat, and we see that there are a number of questions that parents have. We will respond to these questions individually by email, as well as post the questions and answers to an FAQ section on our website. We encourage you to visit our website frequently for additional information. The address is www.district20prek.org. Let me repeat that, www.district20prek.org. We will call additional meetings when we have significant changes to the information shared today. We thank you for your patience, your understanding, and your flexibility as we get used to these new protocols. We are going to get busy and start programming the children whom we know have learning preferences already communicated to us, and we will be sending those schedules out to you individually as soon as we can. Thank you for participating, and we look forward to a day when we can meet you in person and share the wonderful activities that our program offers. Thank you again. Have a good day.